guys, welcome to today about lesson about present continuous for future meaning. Okay, and all we're doing the vocabulary of internet. First, first we have to know like what is the present continuous. The present continuous, we can also use it for like example when we talk about things that are happening at the moment. Present continuous, if you guys remember, it's the ing when the verb ends on ing. I can say I am speaking right now, and I'm using the present continuous. However, we're going to be using on this lesson for a future plan. Now, it says the present continuous can refer to the future. It shows that we have already decided something, and usually that we have already made a plan or arrangement. A plan and arrangements are synonyms, so it's okay. Don't get confused by that word. So if you are, for example, let's imagine you talk with a friend and you are going to the movies, to the cinema tomorrow, then you can use the present continuous for future. Why? Because you already talked with your friend, you have already talked with your friend, and you have already made plans. So basically, that is when you can use the present continuous. Okay, so here some examples that we have here. Now, the context is this: talking about plans for a tour by a rock music group. Now, that is the context. The band is visiting Denmark next May. So, if we have the context like a rock band, uh, they are on tour, so they have already made arrangements. They already scheduled concerts, they have already sold tickets, so they have already made arrangements or plans. That is why we use the future, present continuous for future. I am taking the train to Paris tomorrow. When? Tomorrow. So you already have plans. If I say I'm going to work on Saturday, that is my plan. Why? Because I already made an arrangement. Maybe my boss asked me to work on Saturday, and I said yes. So that is my plan. So I can say I'm working on Saturday. Okay. Now, if you want to predict a prediction is something similar to stating your opinion on what may probably happen. That's a prediction. So, if you want to predict something, so instead we use going to or will. We do not use the present continuous. We can say it's going to rain. There I use going to. The movie, it's going to be great. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't know if this is true. That's my opinion. So that's why I can say, or that's why I have to use going to or will. Okay, guys? So next slide, it says present continuous with a future meaning, like I mentioned. When you are talking about what you have already arranged to do, remember, this is really important. Arrange, it's you have already maybe spoke with a person, you have already, I don't know, made some arrangements with someone. That is a plan, basically. So if you have a time and you have a date, then it's a plan. Then you can use the present continuous. For example, what are you doing tomorrow evening? I'm going to the theater. Okay, maybe you have made plans with a friend or something. Are you playing football tomorrow? Yes, but Tom isn't playing. He has hurt his leg. Now, on this one, if you notice, this condition, hurt his leg, is not a plan, but it's something that is going to, uh, it's with this condition, you are not going to be able, in this context, well, Tom is not going to be able to play, not because of a plan, but because of this condition. However, you can still use the present continuous. Okay. So Anne is coming tomorrow. Oh, is she? What time is she arriving? If you notice on here, they use present continuous because this is the main idea. Anne is coming tomorrow. Okay, so what time is she arriving? You can use the present continuous because you already know Anne is coming. Okay, next one. So present continuous, this is like the grammar, the formula. We have the subject plus the verb to be plus the verb in ing form. So subject, remember, he, she, you, we, they, those are subjects. Verb to be, remember, I am, you are, he is. That's the verb to be. Finally, the verb in ing. She is flying to London tomorrow, positive. She isn't flying to London tomorrow, negative. So if you notice, we can make this, we can use present continuous either on positive or negative tense, okay? So remember, you need a time and a place. So here we have some examples. How do we say correctly? We say, my grandma is visiting us next week. My grandma, subject, is verb to be, visiting, verb, ing form. And then most of the time you will need to add like a time expression. Next week, tomorrow, next year, next month, next Monday, for example. Okay? So basically that is how we say it. How we don't say it. We don't say my grandma visits us next week. Okay, this is incorrect. Why? Because if this is a plan, we have to use the present continuous. Another one, we are going to Spain for our next holiday. Subject, we. Verb to be are. Here is contracted. Remember, we can contract the verb to be. So we are going to Spain for our next holiday. Now, if you guys notice on the previous slide, I said we can use going to for predictions. However, remember, the verb has to be on ing form. In this sentence, my verb is go. So it's just going to change exactly to going. Okay? It doesn't mean we're predicting. If the verb we're going to use is go, then it's going to change to going. Okay? So we don't say we go to Spain for our next holiday. Is he helping his mom tomorrow? Is he tomorrow helping his mom? So remember, here, most of the time, you want your time expression to go at the end of your sentence. Okay, so is he helping his mom tomorrow? That's the correct form. Is he tomorrow helping his mom? That's incorrect. Like I said, tomorrow, time expression goes at the end. Okay? Good. So guys, basically that's all for the grammar. Remember, you can always do your research. You can go to Google. You can Google the topic. Okay. Now we're going to be working as well with this vocabulary. This vocabulary is directed to ISPs and internet. Sorry, internet access vocabulary. Okay. What is an ISP? ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. Megacable, Maxtel, Total Play. Those are internet service providers. Okay. Antivirus software, basically, I don't know, Malwarebytes, Avast. So basically, just an antivirus. That's it. Now, T3 lines, remember, this is about internet access. So a T3 line, it's a point-to-point internet connection capable of transmitting up to 44,736 megabytes per second. Now, broadband, as you guys know, it's like the space, we can say, like if this is like this is like a broadband. Let's imagine like in the middle you have your data. Okay, so basically broadband is like the space data has to transfer from one place to another. More space, it's better because you're gonna have like better movement for your data, so to speak. Okay. So now T1 line. So a T1 line is dedicated transmission connection between a service provider and a client. Now T1 lines, those are obsolete. A lot of companies now they use T3 lines. So dial-up service uses phone line to connect to the internet. So this is like a lot of people used to connect. When I was a child, and when we first hired, the internet service, this is how we use it. You have to connect your internet to the phone line. So if you use your internet, you cannot use the phone line. Okay, so basically that's obsolete. Upgrading. This is, guys, upgrade. It's like it says there, mejorar algo, but it's to make something better. For example, the iPhone 7, an upgrade, iPhone 8. The upgrade of the iPhone 8, the iPhone 10, for example. So upgrade it to make something better, okay? Mejorar algo. DSL. So basically, guys, this is DSL is like the opposite of the dial-up service. So DSL works within the frequencies that the telephone doesn't. So you can use the internet while making phone calls. Okay, dial-up, only internet, no phone. DSL, you can use both, phone and the internet. Next part, we have the modem. Now, here I have a definition, like what's the difference between the modem and the wireless router. So basically, the two devices, well, the modem lets you connect to the internet. Okay, that is the purpose of the modem, lets you connect to the internet. But the router is going to distribute that connection to different devices, like your computer, your phone, your tablet, your iPad. Now, a modem is your gateway to the web, like your entrance. But the router is like an access point for all of your devices. Okay, basically that's it. The wireless router, basically that's it. The wireless router is going to redistribute the connection towards, or yeah, towards your all of your devices, basically. The Wi-Fi internet, basically. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. That's like Wi-Fi. Finally, hotspot. A hotspot is, if you wanted the direct translation, is like a punto caliente. However, remember we're talking about internet. So if you go to downtown, downtown, on there, you are going to have certain places where you can access the internet. So if you move from those places, you have no internet. Basically, that's a hotspot. Okay, it's a defined location where you can access the internet in this context. Okay, basically that's a hotspot. So basically that's it for that vocabulary. We're gonna be moving on. Now we're gonna be talking about storage devices. Now, an array. Let me show you an image. Give me just one minute. Array. Well, an array, like it says here, it's a group of hard drives. Pero no es solo un grupo, chicos. Un array es como un, ¿cómo le puedo poner? Como un gabinete donde ponen muchos discos duros. Eso viene siendo un array. Ahora, la palabra que está aquí abajo, RAID, that is going to be the software with which you can control or manage the array. Okay? Let me check if I have the image. I believe I have it. Yeah, it's going like the physical hard drives, okay? Like where you put them, where you stack them up. That is the array. The RAID, on the other hand, it's the software that it's going to let you control those hard drives. Okay, basically that's it. Failure. When something fails, guys, it's basically it's not doing its purpose. For example, if your computer fail, it's not going to turn on, or the volume is not going to work. So basically that's a failure, okay? CDRs stands for compact disc recordable, a CD. But those you can only use them once. You use them once and that's it. You cannot use it anymore. The CDRWs are compact disc rewritable, which means you can use them more than once. You can use them a lot of times. The floppy disks, those were like the, okay, me just here. Like, you know, have the heart basically. Those that's really right. Keyboard it was like a skit, básicamente es un cuadrito tenía medio no, algo de vida. Básicamente ya nadie lo utiliza, es tecnología obsoleta, ya nadie lo utiliza. Es flash drive, a USB, basically that's it. It's just a regular USB. The zip drive, on the other hand, it was the same, but you cannot use the zip drive with every computer. Basically, the USB flash drive, it connects to the USB port. Okay, it connects, and that's it. The zip drive, maybe it was only meant to use with a specific computer or computers, basically with a group of computers or just one. It wasn't a universal, it didn't use the universal port, so to speak. Okay, magnetic tape, that is like when they used to, like the old movies, like really old movies, if you know, they were recorded on magnetic tape. So basically that's it. I don't know if you guys remember when you watch, I don't know, cartoons maybe. The discs, they were like really big for where they're shooting movies. So basically, where, well, the technology they use, it was magnetic tape, okay, cinta magnética, como ya se los mencioné, los discos donde grababan las películas antes, las muy viejitas, que eran unos carretes gigantes, esos eran magnetic tape, cinta magnética. Now, data compression. An example, we have the Windows RAR, I think. So basically, it's like to make one file, if the file is like 1 GB, when you compress it, maybe it's going to be like 600 megabytes. I don't know. So to try to make one file smaller, basically from big to small, that's data compression. Now, the memory storage density is densidad de memoria almacenada. So it's basically like the space a file it's going to take. Okay, basically that's it. And the SATA drive. A SATA drive is a type of rewritable mass storage device characterized by respectable transmission speeds, excellent storage capacities, and flawless support. The SATA drives, they are most commonly used in laptops, for example. So SATA drive is just a type of hard drive. Maybe we have another one. We have a lot of other hard drives, but the SATA is like the one a lot of laptops or desktop computers use. Okay, so basically that's it. So guys, that is going to be all for today's video. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, you can direct them to your teacher and he's going to be more than happy to help you out. Okay, thank you guys. See you later.